Hello friends, this is Amir Malik. Today we are going to start Java programming by using an online IDE, Repl.it, Repl.it. This is an online IDE where you can code Java programming. Like you can see when you open this IDE, by default this Hello World program is displayed, which is the very first program. In every programming language, when you start a programming language, normally people start with this Hello World program because they want to say hello to that programming language, to that programming environment as well. So what is an IDE? IDE is Integrated Development Environment, means the environment or the platform where we basically code Java program, like where we have to type a Java program and to run it and to execute it and to debug it and to test it. So we can use offline IDEs as well. Like there are many IDEs available in the market. We have Eclipse, we have NetBeans, IntelliJ, BlueJ, then we have JDeveloper, Microsoft Visual Studio, JCreator, Dr. Java, and there are many other IDEs available in the market, and you can use any IDE you want. But right now we are working on an IDE which is online, means you have to go to your browser, you have to type Repl.it and we call it Repl.it. It is easy to call it like this. And when you go to the home page, you can find different options here, all languages, and you can click Java from this language. And when you open this option, then you will basically come with this option which is shown here. So when you click on Java, what you need to do is you have to create a new Repl.it for your program. You can write any name for this, like just intro, and create a Repl.it, and it is created for you, and then you will be redirected to this screen, and here you can see yes. So you basically you are directed to this screen where a Hello World program is written for you. You can remove this instruction, and you should not remove other instructions. You just need to remove this instruction, because we are not working on a Hello World. Okay, just run this program. So if you want to run it, okay, just forget to remove it. When you want to run your program, you just need to click on this run option, and your result will be displayed on this right side, this black console screen, and see Hello World will be displayed here, because this program, this very small, the very basic program is created to display Hello World in this output screen, because system.out.println statement is used to print something or display something or show something on the display console. So if we have to do something else, then obviously we'll have to change the code. And one thing is very important, that you should know that how your Java program looks like, or what is the important components of your Java program. So your program must have a main class, when you are using Repl.it. For all other IDEs, you can name your class, you can give any name to your class, but for your Repl.it IDE, your class must have a name with a main, like one main class must be there, and with one main method. And Java is case sensitive. This is very important thing. Java is case sensitive. It means if this main is written with capital M, then if we write it with small m, then it will give us an error, and our program will not be executed. And you can see a green underline here, because this main and this main is same now. So the class name main should start with capital M, and method name M should start with small m. Then these are keywords. Keywords are basically the words in any programming language which have some specific meaning. So this class, public, static, and void in blue colors, They have specific meanings, and we will discuss these terminologies in later videos. But first you need to know that you must have one main class, and then this curly bracket, and okay, just let me tell you like this. Okay, just remove this. So this is basically class. So this is your main class. This is starting curly bracket and closing curly bracket for this. So it means this is start of the class and this is the end of the class. Inside this class, we must have a main method, and the syntax for main method is we have to write public static void main string arguments, and this starting and closing parenthesis is for the method, because whatever we do in the method. So all the statements we want to execute will be written inside this closing and opening parenthesis. So this outer curly brackets are for the class, and inner curly brackets are for the method. So here you can write anything you want. If you want to display something, you can write system dot out dot println, and inside this statement, if you have to write anything, you have to use these quotation marks, and inside this you can write anything. This is my first code. Okay, and after every statement you have to use the semicolon, which is basically which tells the program compiler that instruction is ended here. So after every instruction you have to put this semicolon. This is called statement terminator as well. So if I want to run this program, I'll just simply click on this run, and this sentence which is written inside quotation marks will be printed as it is here. This is my first code. Okay, so this is the way you can start your program. Okay, now if we want to create a very small program where we need two values to be added, so let's start with a program where we need to add two values. So whenever we have to store a value, we need variables, as we know that we need variables in programming languages. What is a variable? Variable is basically a box where you can put a value, and you can even replace those values. That's why we call it variable, because the value can be varied inside the execution of the code. So a variable, and if we talk about like what is a real physical thing in variable, when we talk about computer and programming language, then you should know that your data in computer is stored in memory cells, and those memory cells they have some names. So if for example, we want to store 5, it will be stored in some memory cells, but but we don't know what will be the name of that memory cell. So when we assign a name to a variable, it means that name is assigned to that memory cell. And for example, if we give a name value 1 to a variable, it means, and 5 is stored in there, it means 5 will be stored in a memory cell in computer, and the name of that memory cell will be value 1. So now we can do any kind of calculation with that value, because we know that in which cell the value is stored, that 5 number is stored. So basically a variable can be a representation of memory location where some value is stored. So there can be different types of values. It can be a whole number, an integer. It can be a decimal value like 5.75. In Java we call it a double, and we can have some like alphabets, some text like my name, your name, some combination of numbers and alphabets like 725 A, B, C. So this is called string. So we will focus on these three basic data types: integer, and then double and string. String will be used for text, int will be used for whole numbers, integers, and double will be used for decimal values. So for example, if I want to store a value v1, if in v1 and the value is 5, so the statement is int v1 is equal to 5. It means 5 is a whole number. It is stored in a variable, and the name of the variable is v1, and the data type of this variable is int. Int is used for integers. So because 5 is a whole number, it is an integer value, so it is stored in a variable, and the data type and the name of the variable is v1, or you can give it any name, value1 maybe. Even you can give it a very small name like integer x is equal to 5. But it is not a good practice to use these single text or single letter variable names. A variable name must be a meaningful name, because there are few rules to name a variable. For example, we should not use keywords like keywords are, as I told you a few minutes back, that class, public, static, void, these are keywords. So I cannot name a variable as public, or I cannot name a variable as static, because these words have some specific meanings in the programming code. So int value1 is equal to 5 means this is a variable, name of the variable is value1, and the value inside it is 5, and its data type is integer. Then I can declare another variable, it's value2, and its value inside it is 10. So now there are two variables, value1 and value2, both are integer, their values are 5 and 10, and I want to store them. So if I want to add two values, their answer will also be stored in another third variable. So we need another variable, int sum is equal to, so what should be stored in sum? Obviously 5 plus 10, 15 should be stored, but why should we calculate it for computer? Computer should calculate 5 and 10 for us. So we should say that int sum is equal to whatever is stored in value 1 plus whatever is stored in value 2, both should be added, and they should be saved in this variable sum. So you should remember one thing which is very important, that this is the equal sign, and on the right side of the equal sign we have to give the values, and on the left side of the equal sign we have to use the variable. We cannot write it like this, value 1 plus value 2 is equal to sum. No, sum is the name of the variable, and it should be on the right side, on the left side, and value 1 plus value 2, these are values, and they should be on the right side. As you can see that value 1 is equal to 5. Value 1 is the name of the variable and 5 is its value. We cannot write 5 is equal to value 1. No, this is a wrong statement. So we cannot write like this, 5 is equal to value 1. So we have to write value 1 is equal to 5. And as I told you that Java is case sensitive, if you're using value 1 with small v and here you write value with capital V, it will give you an error because this value is with small v and this value is with capital V. So Java is case sensitive, you cannot use like this. So sum is equal to value 1 plus value 2. Now these values are displayed. Even if I run it, okay, the program will be executed, program will run, but nothing will be displayed except this statement. This is my first code because it was written in system.out.println, and as I told you that whatever you have to write, you have to use this statement. So if we have to use what is stored in sum or what is the answer of sum, that what you have to do is you have to use this system.out.println, and then you have to use the name of the variable inside this round brackets. So why didn't I use quotation marks here around sum? Because quotation marks can only be used for a string. If I have to use anything as it is, then I can use these quotation marks, because I had to use this as my first code as it is. But here I don't want to print sum as it is. I want to print the value of the sum, because sum is the name of the variable. So I have to print the value of the sum. So that's why I'm going to use sum as it is. And now I'm going to run the program, and it will print this statement, then it will store this value in value 1, then it will store 10 in value 2, then it will add value 1 and value 2, 5 plus 10, 15 will be stored in the variable sum, and then line number 9 will be executed, and it will display the value of the sum, which is 15 here. So this is the way we can run a program, and we can make different programs. So that was the very first program, the very basic program, how to add two values. Don't forget to watch my upcoming videos, because we will learn a new code in every video. And don't forget to subscribe my channel as well. Have a nice day.